COE33 here with my sister Leaf.
Hey guys.
We're out doing some garage selling and hope to find lots of good games.
Yeah.
So shall we hit the road?
Yep.
Sounds good. So we've been driving around all morning, have not had a lot of luck so far. It's been pretty slim pickings. We decided to drive a few miles outside of town into kind of a farming community, and there was a multi-family sale. And we didn't see any games out, but we went ahead and asked, do you have any games? And sure enough, they had 3 Sega Game Gear games. And I offered $1 for all 3, and they took it. So $1 for 3 Game Gear games is not bad at all. Pretty stoked on that deal.
Yeah, me too.
Right, so we just got out of another garage sale. He had a whole bunch of Xbox 360 games, all complete in box and really good shape. Quality titles, lots of good stuff that we don't have in the collection so far. They were all marked and the prices weren't great, $5, $10, $15 each. So I did a bundle deal. There was a lot of back and forth negotiating, but we ended up getting all these games for $35, which is a little more than we typically pay, but the titles in here were really good. Lollipop Chainsaw, a couple collector's editions, so pretty happy with that. So we'll hit the road and hopefully we'll find some more stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, we just got out of a pawn shop and they had some really good Xbox 360 games that we did not have. They were asking $10 a piece, which is obviously way more than we're willing to pay. But we ended up getting 3 games, $6 a piece. The only reason I paid that is because I wanted them for the collection. So some decent titles that we'll go over when we get back to the game room. Just got out of a Value Village. It's a local thrift store that we have here. And sure enough, they had a PS2 Slim and with its hookups, and then 1 PlayStation game and 4 PC games that we got for $19 for all that. So pretty good deal.
Sweet deal.
So we just hit up a garage sale in front of us here, and they had a couple Xbox games and 2 PC games. We offered them $2, and they took it. Nothing to write home about. The best one is probably Civ 4, complete in box. So I think we're going to hit up some lunch, and then we'll probably see you back in the game room, huh?
See you back in the game room.
We just returned from game hunting for the day. A pretty long day. It's almost 5 o'clock. We've been out since around 7. So definitely a long day of game hunting. Kind of a strange day. Started out really slow. We just did not find anything. The games had been picked through. We were already too late to a lot of garage sales. I think the second sale we were at, they said they just sold a bunch of Super Nintendo stuff. So that's never anything you want to hear. Oh, and by the way, Leaf is back here playing.
Hey guys.
You're playing what? Cooking Mama for the Wii?
Yeah, I'm playing Cooking Mama. It's a really fun interactive game.
Awesome. Eventually, we worked our way out of town a little bit, and we went to a multi-family sale, and there was car footage of this. There were no games out and about, and I asked, do you have any games? And sure enough, they started rummaging through a box and pulled out some Sega Game Gear games, which I always like to find. We have a Game Gear. It does have the capacitor issue where the screen is starting to go and the sound is low. So I'm going to order one of those $5 kits on eBay and solder in the new capacitors. It's something, my soldering skills are average. I know I can do it. It's just one of those things that's so tedious, I'm not looking forward to doing it. But that said, we do collect for the Game Gear, and we got 3 games for $1. We got Tasmania, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and X-Men. So those 3 for $1, can't beat that. From there, a theme started emerging, and that theme is Xbox 360. We got a lot of Xbox 360 stuff today, and a lot of really good Xbox 360 stuff, including something that I'll show you at the end of this video that we've been eyeing for a while, and we finally picked it up. Pretty happy to add it to the collection. And as I said, we did not get car footage of that, but I will show it at the end of this video. So we went to a trailer park, and there was a young guy selling his Xbox 360 collection. And I made him an offer on the whole stack. And we went back and forth quite a bit on price. He didn't want to give them away, and I certainly understand that. When it was all said and done, we ended up paying about $3 per game. Considering the games that we got, that really was not a bad deal. We ended up getting Lollipop Chainsaw, which Leaf is really happy about, and
Oh yeah.
I am too. I have not played that. and I look forward to it. Perfect Dark Zero. Fable 2 Collector's Edition. Now, if you remember from last week's video, episode 2 of On the Hunt, we got Fable 2, and now we have Fable 2 Collector's Edition, so that's pretty cool. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmares. The Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Athena Bay. Now, I have played Escape from Butcher Bay, Assault on Dark Athena. Now, I've played Escape from Butcher Bay, and that was a really good game, kind of a stealth action game. Vin Diesel, he started a game studio, and that was the game that he put out. Very good. I recommend it highly. Assassin's Creed, Blades X, which I'm not familiar with. Skyrim, which I played this on the PC, and I have about 100 hours into that. Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, another game that we have on the PC. Dark Sector, Alpha Protocol, and a great game, Dishonored, and the Game of the Year edition. He had $15 on just this one game, so considering we got the whole stack for $35, that's not too bad. And also, he threw in the Call of Duty Black Ops strategy guide, which is always nice to get strategy guides. From there, we went to a pawn shop. Now, typically, I try to stay away from the pawn shops because most of them in our area just use eBay prices, and I have no interest in paying eBay prices. This one is unusual, and they just put all their games on the shelf, and they're marked at $10, and I know for a fact that they will take $6 for any game that they have. So if you go in there and kind of cherry pick games once in a while, for $6 a pop, it's not a terrible deal. So we got Battle Fantasia, Bullet Witch, and a Square Enix game, Infinite Undiscovery. From there, we went to another garage sale, and they just had a couple miscellaneous games. I offered $2 for them, and they took it. So for $2, we got Civilization 4, Matrix Path of Neo, Fable, and StarCraft. Then we went to a local Value Village. That's like a Goodwill type thrift store, and caught a couple dollar games for the PC and the PlayStation. We got Homeworld, 2 copies of Half-Life, Forgotten Realms, the Archives collection, and then NHL 07 for PlayStation. I'm not a big sports collector, but if I see a PlayStation 1 game for $1 that's in decent shape, it's hard to pass up. And they also had a console that we do not have in the collection. Before today, we had 24 consoles in our collection, and today we actually picked up 2. And one of those is a PlayStation 2 Slim. So hopefully this works. It does have all its cables, and they do have a 7-day return policy, so if it doesn't work, we can always take it back. Pretty happy to have that as well. So we have the different models of the PlayStation 1. Now we have a fat and slim PlayStation 2, and then we have the fat PlayStation 3 as well. Alright, so from there we went to Kohl's to do some clothes shopping. Kohl's often has really good game-related t-shirts for clearance, like $4 to maybe $8 a piece. And we picked up a couple t-shirts when we were out there. And actually, while Leaf was shopping for some shorts, I slipped out and went to the GameStop since we were at the mall. Now, I try to avoid doing that because it seems like whenever I go into a GameStop, I leave with something that cost a little more than I would have liked to spend, and today was no different. I'll start with a couple of the cheaper things that we picked up. We got Epic Mickey, Racket Sports, and then something really interesting that actually I think is a pretty good deal. This is sealed, complete in box. The game in here is sealed even. It's the Book of Spells, and this was $4.49, which seems to me like a pretty good deal. Now, we don't have the Move controllers, but I'm sure eventually we'll find some of those at like a garage sale or a Goodwill or something like that. But the big score of the day was something that we've both kind of been eyeing for a while. We've considered getting it a few times. I was hoping to find this eventually for a deal. But it just wasn't happening, and frankly, I don't think I'm going to find this at a garage sale or a Goodwill. Now, if I do, I'm going to be bummed. But too late now because we already bought it. So we went ahead and picked up an Xbox 360 Star Wars edition. Really stoked to have this in the collection. It came with the wireless C3PO controller. You know, pretty cool. So lots of good Xbox 360 stuff today. All in all, a good day. A long day.
Too long.
Yeah, too long, definitely. I think as far as value goes, the Game Gear games, that was a good deal, and the stack of Xbox 360 games was a pretty good deal at $3 a piece. Not amazing, but good stuff to add to the collection today. So this is episode 3 of On the Hunt, Game Hunters. I appreciate you subscribing and commenting and liking. We're having a lot of fun making these videos. I hope you enjoy them. And until next time, bye.
See ya.